Welcome to our concert. Thank you so much, Heritage High School, for having us here. We are all the way from the West Coast. You guys know where Vancouver is, I'm sure. We are just, well, I guess about a 45-minute drive south of Vancouver, as close as you could possibly be to the border of the United States. We're right on a beach town, and so it's been a bit of a ride to get here. We flew here on Wednesday and got to experience your ice storm as we arrived. It sounds like you were pretty happy. You got an extended spring break, is that correct? One day back, and this is your second day back. Yeah, so you're really interested in learning right now, I'm sure. But thank you so much for having us. My name is David Lowe, and as you heard, I'm one of the three directors at Semiahmoo Secondary. This is our senior wind ensemble. These are students in grade 10 through 12. Most of them, there's 123 people on stage, and apparently this is the largest ensemble you've ever had on there. So it was interesting getting everyone on, but we love your auditorium. Can we take it back with us? It's beautiful. So in this group, we have also students that don't normally play in this band. We have two jazz ensembles, our grade 11 jazz band and our grade 12 jazz band. So they have had limited time to learn the repertoire that we're going to play, but they're wonderful musicians, and I know they're going to be wonderful in this ensemble. The first piece that we are going to play for you is called Fanfare for the Third Planet. It's written by Richard Sacedo. And you guys know there's a lot of stuff going on in this world right now, but it's still a pretty amazing place. So this goes out to our world, Fanfare for the Third Planet. So we've got a range of different types of music for you. Some's more kind of serious music, some's more music that you will recognize and enjoy. So hopefully you enjoy the set that we have. The next piece we're going to play for you is called Quad City Stomp, and it was written by a person named Michael SWE, and it was commissioned to be written for a high school. And so he started writing this piece of music, and the beginning is very, very different than the end. And what happened is halfway through him writing it, he lost someone that was very near and dear to him. And that person was of Celtic Irish heritage. And so he started writing this piece again once he got back to it, and it started to have a Celtic sound to it. And so he reached out to the band director in Quad City and asked if they were okay with that. And the interesting thing was the band director at that high school also lost someone very special to them, and they were also from Ireland, from Celtic descent. And so it was interesting how the two of them really were going through similar things and how the music really spoke to that. So this is Quad City Stomp, and I think you'll probably recognize when it gets into a Celtic dance. We hope you enjoy. So we were thinking about, as we were flying to Montreal, the security people looking, you know, at the X-ray machines as our instruments go through and so on. How many of you guys saw that there was a trash can lid that we played? So we brought a trash can lid all the way from Vancouver just for you guys. I'm sure they were wondering why that's in the suitcases. We've got a little surprise for you later on. So one of the things, we try to go on a tour every year. Usually every other year we do a bigger one. So this year obviously going to Montreal. Another place that we often have gone to when politics were a little bit better down south of us is we often have traveled to Disneyland and performed in Disneyland, which is an incredible experience. You go backstage to set up your instruments, and then you come into the park and you play on the stage. And the cool thing is, people don't have to stop and listen. They just come up and, oh, that's a cool band, and they sit down and they listen to you perform. And then you get to go backstage Disney. Like, you know, has anyone been to Disneyland? Okay, cool. So backstage Disneyland, near the Toontown Gate, there's actually a spot where crew members go, and you're walking in the back area, and you can see Mickey Mouse walking by to go get ready for wherever they're going. And then we actually get to go into Disney Studios and actually record Disney music to a click track, and then you actually get to see the music being played with like 101 Dalmatians or Mulan, or there's a whole bunch of different things that we've done in the past. So we love Disney music. Disney music's a lot of fun to play and it's recognizable. There's not as many good Disney musicals out there right now for movies. Like, I love Marvel, but the music's not that great in Marvel for playing for concert band. But this goes back to when I was young. This movie came out and they redid it. So the next piece that we're going to play for you, celebrating Disney, is music from The Lion King. We hope you enjoy it. the fun thing about music is you never know what's going to happen. I was conducting mostly from memory, and I completely skipped, I think, about 2 bars in there, and the band just caught it, and we kept on going. So, did anyone notice? Did you guys notice? Did I skip a bar or 2? I think I did, yeah. Anyway, it all worked out. Thank you very much. That was The Lion King. The next piece, this is the final piece that the concert band as a full group will play for you. And then after that, we're going to have some stuff from our jazz ensembles that are going to stand up and play within the group. Have you been enjoying it so far? Yeah. How many of you play in a band at the school? All right here. How many of you are in dance? Sweet. Drama? All right. How many of you are not in any of those? Good to see you too. Thanks for being here. All right, so I was at a music educators conference in October and just looking through music, trying to find interesting stuff to play. Not just fun, but actually musically interesting as well. And I looked at a certain piece of music with a picture on it, and I was like, well, that looks kind of strange, but okay, I'll check it out. And I put on my headphones and I listened to it, and it's a really cool piece, but it features an instrument that, going back to going through the airport, I'm sure the airport officials were like, why do they have a suitcase full of those? So I don't think I'm gonna actually name the piece until the end of our performance, but we hope you enjoy this rather different piece. Enjoy. name of the piece was called, what is it called? The Great Rubber Chicken Gala. So anyway, so I ordered these off of Amazon, and I ordered 100, and I was expecting this, and I got this instead. So these, a little bit better with the bigger ones. Oh, did you enjoy it? Yeah. All right. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna feature our grade 12 jazz band. And the piece that they're gonna be playing for you, they're gonna quietly be moving to their spot, is a piece from a big band called the Count Basie Orchestra, Count Basie Big Band. And in that band, there was a trombone player. He was known for just incredible trombone plunger beat solos. His name was Al Gray. And we used to go to a jazz festival down in Moscow, Idaho. This is the largest jazz festival in the world. And Al Gray used to always go there when I was a student. And I got the opportunity to meet him and actually go to a jam session with him. And Al Gray, like, he was the sweetest, kindest person, and I was really scared to play a solo as a trombonist with some of the greatest jazz musicians in the world in that room. And so Al said, if I play a solo, will you play a solo? And I was like, oh, okay, I'll do a solo. So Al Gray took my trombone, which my daughter Sarah is holding right there, that trombone there, and he played a solo on that instrument. And he had really bad breath. And so he gave the trombone back to me, and I was like, thank you. Okay, I'll do a solo right now, but I'm still so honored, though, that he played my instrument. Anyway, this piece is called Told You So. It's kind of a bluesy feel, and you're going to hear a lot from our trombone players. We hope you enjoy it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. so we're gonna switch over. At Semiahmoo, so we have 3 concert bands at grade 8. We start in grade 8. You guys start in grade 7 here? 7 to 11? Okay, we do 8 through 12 at Semiahmoo. So we have a band of 130 in grade 8, and then we have about 100 in grade 9 concert band, and then C concert bands, usually about 100 students. And then we have 7 jazz bands at our school. So 1 in grade 8, 2 in grade 9, 2 in grade 10, 1 in grade 11, and 1 in grade 12. And then we also have small, kind of like rock bands, but they focus on jazz. We have lots of jazz combos, and then we also have a jazz choir as well. So that's kind of an idea of our music program. So they're switching over. This is our grade 11 jazz band. So we're just moving around a little bit. I hear you guys have a no cell phone policy. Is that true? Nice. It's really nice because like you guys are. Who some don't show your teachers who sometimes sneaks looking at their cell phone. Oh, you're proud of it. I see. Okay, we're not as strict there, but there's many times that I wish we were, because it, guys, on the other side, it really does allow you to be in the moment. But anyway, so this is the grade 11 jazz band. They're gonna set up, and then Mr. Williams, you're playing Fancy Pants. Fancy Pants. So that's another Count Basie kind of big band jug.
Just want to say hi, my name is Mr. Williams. Today we're going to be working with a grade 11 jazz. Really nice to be here. I've never been to Montreal before, and it's been a real treat to be here. I wish I spoke more French, to be honest with you. It's kind of like I'm almost a little embarrassed that I can't speak too much French. So anyway, it's really wonderful to be here. This is our grade 11 jazz band. One of the things that we're focusing on, so when these guys next year will be in the grade 12 jazz band. You heard the grade 12 a second ago. So these guys are a year younger, and one of the big things that we focus on with them is soloing and getting in and standing up in front of peers and soloing and kind of ad-libbing based on scales that you have. Can be real challenges. So it really is wonderful to get these guys to have that experience of getting up in front of people with their instruments and with the scales and go and see how it works out. So we're really happy with these guys. So we're going to play a chart, Sammy Nestico chart. Sammy Nestico was a brilliant arranger and composer, and we're going to feature a song called Fancy Pants. And it features Richard. There's Richard. Jenny. Where's Jenny? Nico. Where's Nico? There's Nico in the back. Sakura and Chloe. They're going to trade fours. Leo. There's Leo on the guitar in the back. Ben on the trumpets. And Jason on the tenor. So we hope you enjoy it. We're going to try it for the sound. We're going to try and get close to their instrument. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and.
you. It sounds like we have just enough time for that. So we're going to go back to our grade 12 jazz band. 12, so if you can quickly move into your spots. We're short on time, so go quick. Don't step on the chickens. Okay, let's go grade 12. So the piece that we're going to play for you is called One for Daddy-O, which was, I believe, made famous by Nat Adderley. It's a great piece. We're going to feature our trumpet player, Colin. Colin, wave back there. Colin, wave. Rocco on the trombone. Terry on the alto sax, and we're also going to feature Leo on the tenor sax. Good? Folks, thank you so much for being an incredible audience. Did you enjoy yourselves? Well, we have a full other set with just our jazz ensemble's third block after lunch today. So, does anyone know if you're coming back? Of course. Okay, well, we hope to see you guys there. Any instructions for you guys?
So, the bell will ring shortly. Stay in your seats until you hear the bell ring. Oh, it's rung. Have a wonderful lunch, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so first of all, get off your cell phone. We're in a